Yo, what's up guys? Prod by T here, back with another video. In today's one, I'm going to be doing another Afroswing beat tutorial. This one, I can't really say a specific artist that it's inspired by. Yeah, maybe I'll think of one. Maybe you guys can drop down some artist names that you think would suit this, so you can, the vibe that you're getting from it. Other than that, let's get into it. As usual, I'm going to let you guys hear the beat first, hear the vibe, hear what's going on, and then I'm going to go through each individual component of the beat and explain what I did, how I did it, effects, whatnot, etc. Let's get into it.
He's too wavy, you know.
Right, I think that's enough. We have another section here as well. That's more vibesy, like a little drum section here. So you can kind of hear that's basically the two main different parts of the beat. We've got a melody part all going on here, and then we've got a section with very little melody and kind of like a little dance, kind of like drums, just kind of vibing section, all of that. And then we go straight back into the melody with all the percussion as well. I used a different set here to signify the change in mood. Especially, I use a completely different set of percussion drums to the main drums that I use over here in the main melody. So let's get into it, and then the end is just, your typical ending. Let me put this back into cell, and let's go through it. So first things first, we've got this melody. But yeah, I could put delay on this actually. I'm thinking to put a delay on one of these melodies, but let's just go through the thing anyway. You can see I cut out all of the low, and basically on all the melodies, you're going to want to cut out low frequencies so that it doesn't clash with your drums. And then I boosted like the middle section / high section just because it was sounding a bit muffled to me. So I just boosted that a little bit, added some reverb to add some realism to it. Next section, this instrument is a Rhodes piano. So yeah, I use a Rhodes piano as like a signifier again, as to allude to like, man said like, how many times am I gonna say like? To allude to like the the beginning of a new section, kind of give you that feeling like, oh, what's coming next? And to add a bit of pizzazz to it, I put a slide on the last two notes. You hear that here? It's just a nice little touch. And to do that, you want to click on this button and then place your slide on whatever note, wherever you want it to go. And the shorter your slide is, the shorter the note is, the shorter amount of time it will take for the slide to get up to that note, because essentially it's basically your note traveling from here to here. But if I'm to make it longer now, you see how it took a lot longer time for it to reach that note. So yeah, you just want to keep it short pretty much to have that short effects, quick slide effect, natural slide effect. And then next instrument, we added a second Rhodes piano. This is just to thicken up the melody, put some more instruments in there, but without really changing too much. So this kind of acts like a bass line, this Rhodes. Next up, we have this pattern. This essentially is the same as this, but it's a different instrument. This instrument is, I think it's the electric piano. Yeah, it's the electric piano I used here. And yeah, it just adds a bit of brightness to the main chords that I play at the top, the main Rhodes chords that are going on, brightens it up a bit. So with, and then without. See how it just kind of sounds a bit dull. So yeah, I just added that on just to change it up a little bit. You can see each chord playing here. Also, what I did to the main melody, I put an automation, a fruity love filter automation. And what this basically does is it adds some variation to the high and low end. So give it a listen. So this is without. And then with. You can hear how the high and low end are just variating there. So I just put that in. That's probably one of my favorite things. I put this was in my last beat. If you want to check it out, links will be somewhere on the screen, might pop up on the little eye thing. But yeah, and then we have the trumpet. I really like this sound. It really, along with the second Rode piano that I put here and the trumpet together, it's just like really smoothly links into the next part of the next section of the beat. What I did here as well, a little automation, volume automation, so that it fades out nicely, fades in naturally. Pretty much reverb on all of these instruments and an EQ that cuts out the low end. Now that's the melody. Let's move on to the percussions now. So first thing, we have the kick. Then we have the rim. Now what I did to the rim, my little secret trick. I do this in drill as well, but this isn't a drill tutorial. If you want a drill tutorial, I can give you that. But this trick on the hi-hats in drill, it's really good. With things like rims and hi-hats and beats, I like to go over here in the settings for the instrument. It's called the power rim, and I like to increase the echo. Yeah, I increase the echo, put the feed up a little bit. I think that's on 11% right now. Let's even put up 14%, nothing too crazy. And then I put 2 echoes on it and listen. Gives it a real realistic feel without now. Sounds boring without it, but when you put it on, it really adds a bit of flavor to it. Put on a swing, that's the whole point of afrobeat music, afro swing, you know. Anyways, put the swing on 40%, gives the beat a bit of swing, especially the drums. So let's go on to the next one, the fracture rim. Nothing too mad, just there, you know it's there. And then we have another rim. Obviously, I've got to plug myself, my little tag, you know.
Tease to wavy along.
Oh, sorry, let me put the automation on.
Tease to wavy along.
I am too wavy, that's me. But yeah, coming up next, we got some extra bits of percussion here and there. So just little this is what you call like ear candy, just little nuggets of stuff dotted around the place just to give it a bit of oomph, you know. And then we come on to the other bits of percussion. Yeah, so we have the synth. Oh, the synth kills the whole thing. Once these synths come in, the beat is done. Hold on. Oof. Then we got the shaker. But you know, I said the shaker's not enough. We need to add a bit of brightness to that shaker. So we brought in the Tams. And then we've got I think this is the agogo, or the 808 conga. This is the 808 conga. Just in case you can't really hear it. This one really, it adds a bit of body, especially with the kick. This conga with the kick, it really gives the kick a bit of a melody. And then we have a little vocal. I mean, that beat, these beats alone, you could just jam to that. You don't even need the melody. But then you know what I did? And the famous drum roll, afrobeat drum roll. You know, you can never have enough percussion in afrobeats. We're looking at pattern 12 and we're looking at here. So pattern 12 is see, I've got 3 different instruments here. 1, 2, 3, all acting as drum rolls in this beat. So with drum rolls, it's just important. You want to get your timing right. You want to make sure it's hitting where it needs to be hitting, even if that means coming in here and changing the steps. I think these are hitting on. Let's see. Yeah, they're hitting on the 3rd step, which is quite different, unusual. So sometimes you got to really mess around with the steps so you can get the timing as you need it. So this instrument is a metal hit. This is a little sample that I got from a pack called Jeb's Rolls and Fills. I'll put the name there. I really love this sound. This is quite a unique drum roll sound, and it just makes the beat sound a bit like, it really leads into the next half of the beat, like, what's coming next, another drop. And let me show you the last percussion section over here. So here we have completely different drums playing from the main melody. We can start off with this one here, and then after that put this in. So you can hear this. These are all shaker samples, but each of them are a bit different in terms of the instruments used. So obviously you can hear this shaker sample has an agogo in it, which is giving it the sharp kind of rim sounding hit. Whereas this sample is much more softer. You put them together and it's nice. And then this sample, the rhythm's a little bit different on that sample. So they're all different, and once you put them all together, it really just brings everything. I put a little vocal sample here as well. 3 different vocal samples. Before it hits back into the main percussion beat again. This is low-key inspired by Rema's Woman song. He has a section in that beat where it's quite playful, and it's like they're just shaking drums. It's just like a little percussion section. So, you know, just pick out inspiration from whatever songs you hear, whatever you think will sound good. And that's basically it, I think. Just another little bit I'd like to show you lot just here. obviously here I did a little repeat before it hits back into the main section of the song again, and I accompanied that with a little kick as well, so it really emphasized it. I just think it's a really cool part of the beat. I love it every single time it comes back around. Pauses are really doing bits in this as well. Like sometimes silence in a beat is the best sound. It's not every day like have your synth each note leading into each other note. Sometimes just have pauses here and there between the notes, like whatever sounds good to you, but pauses really does make the beat, because without the pauses there'll just be no time to breathe. Like something is always continuously playing, but it's important to have pauses in your beat here and there, whether it's in your melody or wherever you want to put the pause. That's it from me. If you want to hear this full beat, check it out on my beats channel, T2 Wavy. I post all my beats on there. If you want to hear this full beat, check it out, it'll be on there. Catch you lot in the next one. Like, subscribe. Don't usually say that, but maybe I might start saying it. Maybe I won't. Depends if I remember.